What's going on, my soul family? Welcome back to another episode of the Awake with Jake show. On today's episode, I'm going to be dropping in and sharing a question that I received from one of my listeners. Now, I'm really excited about this question because it's around sexuality and sexual repulsion. And I know from personal experience that there is a lot of shame, guilt, and fear around sexuality. Our sexuality, our divine sexuality, has been heavily repressed within pretty much all of us. And we're taught from the time we're very young that sex is naughty, sex is bad, certain parts of your body are private parts and you shouldn't talk about them. And we don't have any understanding of sacred sexuality. So in this episode, I'm going to bring some light to sacred sexuality and how to deepen that intimate connection with another person. Because I think intimacy is something that we all really want. It's a form of love. It's a form of deepening love with another person. Now, in order to do this, in order to become really intimate with another person, you have to first become intimate with yourself. You can't offer something to another person that you haven't done for yourself. So the first question I have for you is, what is the relationship that you have with your own sexuality? Have you repressed your sexuality? Are you carrying some type of sexual wound, a sexual wound of trauma or rape or abuse, or even just sexual shaming? And I feel that a lot of this fear, a lot of this trauma gets stored within our second chakra, which is the sacral chakra, place of creativity, expression, and sexuality. Now, I want you just to tune into your body for a moment and ask yourself, do I have any feelings of fear, shame, or insecurities around my sexuality? Because if you do, it's really important that you heal those parts of yourself before you show up into a relationship or continue a relationship with another person, because it's just going to keep falling apart. That intimacy is going to keep fading away because you're trying to go deeper with another person, but you haven't gone deeper with yourself. And that person continues to mirror back to you the work that you have to do on yourself. So let's get right into this question. Hi, Jake. I love your podcast and how you have helped people heal their masculine and feminine energies. I have a question for you, and I think that you can help me with it. I have been with my boyfriend for 4 years and I love him so much. However, for the last year or so, I can feel his distance when it comes to intimacy and sex. I try to have sex with him, but he never really seems interested. Is he not attracted to me anymore? If we do have sex, there is no depth and I feel very low energy afterward. He definitely has more of a masculine core and I'm more identified with my feminine. What can we do to light the spark again? Thank you for asking this question because I think many people around the world and in the universe can relate to this. I think that within relationship, over a period of time, that intimacy may start to fade. And there's many causes for this, but I'm going to address what I feel could be one of the main causes. Now, there's the obvious things like, okay, maybe you have some past wounds coming up and maybe you're not feeling comfortable in the relationship anymore. And sure, that's all probably very true. But the one thing that comes ringing through for me is polarity, sexual polarity. Meaning that if you are slipping into a masculine role within your relationship and he's still in his masculine, then you guys are starting to kill that sexual polarity by rubbing energies together, and your energies are becoming neutral and they're depolarizing one another. Look at sexual polarity like two magnets, and those magnets have an electrical charge between the positive and negative energies. Now, if those energies become the same, meaning positive, positive, or negative, negative, those energies actually start to repel each other energetically and electrically. Within relationship with another person, and this can be gay or straight, it doesn't matter because we all have both masculine and feminine energies. When those energies start to neutralize and become the same, meaning masculine, masculine, feminine, feminine, for a period of time, a prolonged period of time, that starts to kill the sexual attraction, the sexual intimacy, and you will start to feel this distancing from your partner. So now, in order for us to fix this, when this does happen, because if it happens, then you'll now know why it's happening, you have to check in with your own feminine energy. If you identify more as a feminine person, which you said you do, then what is your relationship to your current feminine energy? And compare that to beginning of the relationship. What is your relationship with the beginning of your feminine energy in the beginning? Because if it was, I'm in my feminine, I'm surrendering, I'm allowing him to lead, I'm allowing him to guide and protect me, and I feel like I can just rest and be at ease in my feminine. But now you've taken on more of this masculine role, and you're coming home from your work all day long, and you're still in this masculine role. And I get it, our society does not support feminine energy, so it's very common to see a woman that is placed in this masculine box and forced to live there. But if that's not the environment that she thrives in, then she has to make changes within herself if she really wants to have that polarity within the relationship. Now, if he's more of a masculine identified person and you're in your masculine, there is going to be a loss of sexual attraction. And if this continues to happen for a period of time, you will experience almost a total loss of sexual attraction, and you may not feel any deep intimacy with this person. And you'll start to say things like, is he not attracted to me anymore? But the question is he attracted to your energy? Because the feminine energy is all about radiance and bringing more love into the space and being receptive to his masculine energy of leadership, support, guidance, structure, protection. So if you're not trusting of his masculine energy, maybe he's not showing up fully anymore. Maybe he's not showing up as a divine masculine anymore. So maybe you don't really trust his leadership or his purpose, or maybe he doesn't have a purpose. Maybe he's not identified and grounded and rooted in his masculine being. Maybe he's saying hurtful things to you that are causing you to kind of shut down and shield yourself with masculine energy. Now, as a result of this, there's two masculines in a relationship together right now, and there's not going to be much of a sexual charge. So it makes perfect sense that if for the last year or so you start feeling insecure because you may be showing up in the relationship with more masculine energy. And because you have this abundance of masculine energy, he's bringing his masculine energy into the space. Now you have an environment where the flowers can't grow, okay? Meaning that if you thrive better in a feminine energy, you have to play more in that environment. If you thrive better in a masculine energy, you have to play more in that environment. And I'm talking about in romantic relationships, because at your business, it's going to be pretty much masculine energy, and it's a very masculine grid. But within relationships, they work best, from my personal experience and everything that I've learned throughout the years of doing this work. Relationships work best when there's a person that is showing up as more of a masculine energy and one person showing up more of as a feminine energy. And now this isn't to say that these energies can't shift back and forth from time to time, because they absolutely can, and they probably will. But it's important to be conscious of the polarity. Now, once you have an awareness of the polarity, then you can start to shift that. I would suggest going to him and having this conversation with him and asking him, hey, why do you not feel sexually intimate with me anymore? Is it the way I'm showing up? Do you not feel attracted to me? And then start to check in with yourself and your relationship to your own feminine energy. Are you not connected to your radiance and your heart and your body and your feelings and your emotions because you've disconnected from your feminine energy? You're starting to hide out in your masculine mind because that's what society's dictating you do. Want you to hide out in your masculine mind because it makes money and it builds houses and it builds structure and you can lead a family. And those are all useful things. But if you're denying your feminine essence and you're denying your feminine heart, then how are you possibly going to show up in the relationship as a feminine energy? Your radiance, your vibrancy, your energy, your love as a feminine being is what polarizes the masculine to you. So now if you are initiating sex, which is more of a masculine thing to do, like I want to have sex right now, and the pursuer, the initiator, the person initiating the sex is playing a masculine role in that moment. You may actually be kind of threatening his masculine energy. I want you to feel into this for a moment and see if this resonates with you. When you show up as the masculine person in your relationship, what do you think that does to his masculine energy? It makes him feel threatened. It makes him feel like you're trying to compete for power with him. And then all of a sudden, he's not going to be attracted to you. And he's not seeing you as this feminine, radiant goddess that you are, because you're not seeing yourself that way. Now, once again, this is not all about you, but you're the one that asked this question. He's also has work to do as well. And it's important for him to be aware of his masculine and feminine energies as well, because you have both energies. And how is he showing up in the relationship? Do you feel safe with him? Do you feel like you can trust his masculine energy? Do you trust his leadership? Do you trust his direction? Do you trust his core mission and purpose in life? Because if you don't, then you're going to continue to challenge his masculine energy with your own masculine energy, which will continue to strip away the sexual polarity. So now after you have this conversation with your partner, saying how, you don't really feel intimate with him anymore, and you both don't feel intimate with each other, if you're being completely honest, it's up to you to get back into your feminine energy and create this polarity again within the relationship and him, because he has work to do as well. So he's rooting down in his masculine energy. He's becoming more still, more present, and feeling in to the depths of your heart, the depths of his own heart, feeling into the present consciousness. And you are the radiant feminine being, shining and receptive to his masculine energy, allowing his masculine energy to give you the gift that it wants to give you. Instead of putting up your masculine shield and saying, no, I got this. Let down your masculine shield and allow your feminine heart to shine. And you may find that in time, you feel a little bit softer. You feel a little bit more gentle. You feel a little bit more open and receptive. And the more you're receptive to his masculine energy, the more you create this sexual charge. Imagine it like this. The sun is actually more of a masculine energy. The flower and the petals of that flower are more feminine. Now, in order for the flowers or that flower to receive feminine or masculine energy, in order for that flower to receive the masculine energy of the sun, those petals have to be open and receptive to it. If they're not, they close up and they block out the light of the sun. So if you're doing that in relationship and you're putting up your masculine shield, of course, there's not going to be any intimate feeling or sexual attraction. Let down the masculine shield and drop back into your feminine heart. I hope this answer helped. If it did, please take a screenshot of this video and share it to your Instagram story and tag me. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that this brought you a ton of value. As always, stay open, stay loving, and stay connected to that beautiful source within you.